We have outstanding candidates, and we will pick a truly great Supreme Court justice.
President Trump was due to announce his Supreme Court pick on Thursday, but that was moved to Tuesday following the uproar catalyzed by his executive order on immigration. Several federal judges placed holds on the order that prevented travelers from several Muslim-majority countries entering the U.S., suggesting the White House's immigration policy may one day be up for review by whomever fills the vacancy at the court. The three names that have been circulated as the frontrunners are all relatively young and staunchly conservative. William Pryor is the most controversial. He called the Supreme Court's 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling that protected a woman's right to an abortion the, quote, worst abomination of constitutional law in our history. As Attorney General of Alabama, he was in favor of making homosexuality between consenting adults a crime. However, despite his conservative record, some on the right feel his view that discrimination against transgender people is unconstitutional should disqualify him from consideration. Thomas Hardiman has also ruled against discrimination based on sexual identity in an exception to his record of rulings cheered by conservatives. He's been particularly vocal in upholding an American's right to bear arms. His rulings have concerned free speech advocates, and he's ruled that there's no constitutional right to record police officers during a traffic stop. He serves alongside President Trump's sister on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit in Philadelphia. Neil Gorsuch's belief that the Constitution should be interpreted from the point of view of the 18th century when it was written and not the 21st century has contributed to his consistent record of conservative rulings. Although he hasn't ruled specifically on abortion, those who oppose a right of a woman to choose to terminate a pregnancy have taken comfort in his rulings in support of fundamentalist Christians. President Trump has a choice.
Does he want to shift the focus away from his immigration order, or try to just sort of have this as a little bit of a distraction, but a relatively low-key fight?
Outside the Supreme Court on Monday, the Democratic leadership was keen to seize on the spontaneous demonstrations against President Trump's immigration policy.
We will win this fight.
But when it comes to Trump's Supreme Court nominees, some Democratic senators fear being labeled as obstructionist in the forthcoming 2018 congressional elections, even if blocking the nominee may be what an energized base expects. There is the risk that in response, the Republicans may deploy what's called the nuclear option, changing Senate rules so that all it takes is a simple majority to confirm the nominee. However, despite Donald Trump's support for such a plan, Mitch McConnell, the Senate Republican majority leader, is said to be against it for now. Shihab, Rattansi, Al Jazeera, Washington.